Hey guys, I'm back with another video. My name's Melissa. I talk about manifestation, law of assumption, and just trying to navigate in this crazy life that we live in on this channel called Truly Different Life. If you have any questions about the topics I talk about, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any suggestions for video ideas, let me know those as well. Let's talk about circumstances, because apparently I am either getting a lot of new viewers or my current viewers aren't watching all my videos, or they're just not retaining everything, because I'm still getting comments about people being like, well, can I do this? But this is the situation. These are the circumstances. Are you sure? Can I do this? Yes. Yes. The answer is always yes. You don't even have to ask it. Before you even bother typing another question, the answer is yes. You've already answered it. It's always yes. The answer is always yes. Maybe I should just make a video titled yes, and then it's just me repeating the answer is always yes. Yes, yes, yes. Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. I feel very redundant when I'm answering certain comments and I'm just repeating myself because that's all I can do. It's like you guys think that there's a different scenario that could possibly happen when there isn't. If you want it, it can be yours. It is already yours. So let's talk about circumstances. I don't care if you are trying to manifest a specific person that lives on frickin' Mars. It doesn't matter. As long as you believe it to be true, as long as you continue to persist, that person on Mars is going to make or find a way to get to you, or the universe will find a way to bring you to them. That's how it works. That is how spiritual law works. That's how the law of assumption works. It cannot change. I don't care if you are about to be evicted from your apartment and you can't find a way to come up with more money to pay for your rent or whatever the situation is. The universe will find a way, and the universe is never too late. I'm currently reading the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. And she tells a story. This was written back in, I believe it said 1925. And she tells a story of a person that asked her for help regarding the spiritual law. And she talks about how this person is going to be sued on a specific day, and she needs $3,000. And she has no way to get the $3,000. And Florence tells her to just declare what she needs and it will come, and it will not be late. And so she gets, the person that needs the money goes home and starts panicking again. Well, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. I don't have the money yet. I don't know how I'm going to get the money. And Florence is like, just keep persisting. Just keep believing as if it is already done. And so the lady is like, okay. Well, then her brother visits her, and they're chatting, they're having a nice time, and then at the end of their conversation, before he leaves, he asks her how her finances are. And she tells him, she doesn't tell him that she's getting sued, I don't believe. I think it mentions that specifically. But she tells him that she needs $3,000. Doesn't say why, just says, well, I need $3,000. And her brother is like, oh, well, I can get you that by the 1st. And she's like, oh, well, thank you. But she doesn't go on further about it because in her mind, she's panicking again because she can't wait until the 1st. She's getting sued, I think, like in the middle of the month, right? And so she's just like, okay, well, thank you. So she calls up Florence, I think, again. And she's like, well, he said he's going to give it to me by the 1st. Or I don't even know if she calls her again. But she's panicking. But then she decides, no, I'm going to get it in time. I'm going to get the money in the time that I need it. She goes to bed. The next morning, her brother calls her up and he's like, come over to, I think he works at a bank. I don't know. Come over to his house, whatever, right? Come see me. I'll give you the money today. And I think, oh yes, I missed a part. Okay, so my point in saying that like the law is never late, the universe is never late, all that stuff is because when her brother visits her is on a weekend, and apparently the day that she's supposed to need to give the money in order to not get sued is on like a Saturday or something, right? She complains to Florence about that, and Florence is like, they're not going to sue you today. You have until Monday. It's like a weekend. They're not suing you today. And so that is when her brother showed up, and then the next day was a Sunday, and so she got the money just in time. Circumstances don't matter. Like, you guys gotta stop questioning it. You gotta stop thinking, well, what about this? No. Well, what about this? No. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? No, no, no. Start thinking yes. Stop thinking of all the what ifs. Stop trying to find what ifs. It's like you want to self-sabotage yourself. It's like you can't believe it, so therefore you have to come up with all of the possible scenarios of how it could go wrong, instead of thinking of all the possible scenarios of how it could go right. Instead of just knowing that it can go right, because it will go right as long as you persist and believe, to at least some degree, that it will go right. Because I know that I say that you don't have to believe it, but I think once you start learning about the law of assumption and manifestation in general, you have to believe it to some extent. Once you start affirming for things or doing any of the techniques that I suggest or anyone else suggests, you are believing it to some degree. You want to believe it. So you may be just be believing it like 10%, but even that is still enough. You don't have to believe it a full 100%. So as long as you just persist, no circumstances matter at all. You're gonna get it. It has to happen as long as you persist. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.